Hello, ladies and gents. Once again, we have a video on functions, and let's just jump straight into it. This is a pre-teach video for homeroom class. So if you're watching this, you're probably seeing this as an ed puzzle. Make sure you're paying attention as I will be giving answers verbally. And over here on the side is going to pause. It's going to ask you about what I said or what is in the presentation. If you're watching it on YouTube, enjoy the quick presentation. This is a pre-teach for functions, which we have not learned about in class yet, but we're going to learn in the next week or so. So functions. Before I talk to you about the math of it, I want to talk to you about what it is practically. It says for every x, there's one y. That is literally our definition, and that is literally what we're going to be looking for. So looking here, I have here a picture of a functioning relationship. In the real world, I have a heart, and I give my heart to one woman. In this case, my wife, Mrs. Heiston, love her to death. That is a healthy functioning relationship. But in the past, okay, I might have participated in not functioning relationships, unhealthy relationships, where one heart goes to two different people. This is not no bueno, and it's not cool at all. And so, this same idea is exactly what we're going to be looking for in math class. We're either going to see functioning relationships where there's one to another, or we're going to see non functioning relationships where there's one going to two others. In this case, two other hearts. But keep in mind, we're going to be seeing this example as an x to one y. So if this heart was an x, there is one y for it. For every x, there's one y. Here, for every x, there's more than one y. No good. That is no good at all. And that is not the what we want. And so many times our problem's going to ask us, which of the following shows a functioning relationship or a non-functioning relationship? Now, keep in mind, this is just a pre teach. This is not the full meat and potatoes, but this gets the idea down. So, on the left, you're going to see a function, and on the right, you're going to see an example of not a function. So, remember, ordered pairs x and y. So, x is 1. Do you see any other ones dating anybody else? And of course, the answer is no. So 1 is dating 5, that's cute. 2 is dating 6, that's cute. 3 is dating 5, everything's so cute. 4 is dating 6. Now, this is a function. But some of you are the controlling type and you're worried about what the other person's doing. Like you're like, 1's dating 5, but 3's dating 5, like 5 cheating. Our definition is not about the y, it's about the x. And unfortunately, y'all, in the real world, you can only control who you give your heart to. So for every x, there's one y. You can't worry about what that 5 is doing. Our definition is not for every x, there's one y, and for every one y, there's one x. Like it's just one direction. And you'll see that here. 10, actually, in this case, I should probably, let me go ahead and clear the screen. Let me go ahead and use a different color that stands out a little bit. Over here, x and y, we have the x of 10 dating negative 20, that's cute. Negative 20 dating 10, that's cute. Negative 10 dating 5, or negative 5, that's cute. Nobody's repeating so far. 10's dating 5, what? Okay, hold up. 10's dating negative 20. You see here, 10's dating negative 20, and 10's dating negative 5. No, not good. Literally on your test, ladies and gents, you would literally say, this is not a function because the x of 10 had more than one y. 10 was dating negative 20 and 10 was dating 5. Yes, it is that easy. If you're feeling like this is easy, like you're like, what? Yeah. But if you're feeling like, yo, this ain't making no sense, that's okay because it's a pre-teach, right? So let me go back to this. You're also going to see it in the form of a graph. There's 4 ways we're going to see it in ordered pair. This way is going to be a graph. We have a table and then a mapping diagram. But it's all the same definition. On a table, though, on a graph, this one is the way that we figure it out is we use what's called a vertical line test. Now, remember, a vertical goes up and down. Now, I'm using a scroll pad, so it's very hard to draw a straight line. But when I draw a straight line through our graph here, it only hits one time. That means this x, in this case, -1, -2, -3, -4. -4 has one date for them, one heart for them, one relationship. Here, one relationship. No matter where I draw my straight line, even if I draw it through the center, the actual line that we're focusing on, it only hits one time, no matter where I draw a vertical line. So this is a functioning relationship. Over here, using my vertical line test. Oh, and again, I'm using a scroll pad on a MacBook, y'all. So I apologize. But notice that it hits through our graph twice. This is not a function. That means this x of almost 2 has two different partners. That's not good. No bueno. And you can say, well, sir, it hits only one time over here, but if any part of it hits more than once, the whole thing is not a function. Oops, sorry. Let's see if I can move this out the way. Bring that back. All right. So here on a table, you guys starting to get the idea. Any of the x's cheating? No. So this is a function relationship. Here are any of the x's cheating? And you're like, yep, -2 is dating 6, but then -2 is dating 20. That's not good. So I quickly, the way that you can almost check right away if somebody's cheating is if you see x's repeating. That's a way to check it, but that is not our definition. Keep that in mind because we have one more to talk about, and we're going to come back to that idea of x repeating. And our last one, mapping diagram. 10's dating one person, that's cute. 20's dating one person, that's cute. For every x, there's one y. Okay. Over here, x is dating 40. Okay, oh man. Right here, the 2 is not faithful. This is not a functioning relationship, y'all. Doesn't matter if everybody else is. 4 is dating one person, 3 is dating one person. It's a functioning relationship. Everybody's good and happy, but the 2 messed the whole thing up. And that's how it works in the real world, ladies and gents. But I'm here to teach you math. Anyway, so you guys are getting the idea, I believe, and I hope. So again, functions. For every x, there's one y. But a bad definition, and I told you we come back to, is saying that x can't be repeating. Because what some kids will do is they'll just look for any of the x's or the inputs repeating, and they say, oh, it's not working. But it is, okay? X can work, okay? And so in this particular one, 3 is dating 1. And you're like, okay, that's a good relationship. 3 dating 2. Oh, so this one doesn't work, right? But like this is definitely not a function. Let me put that on the not a function side. But what I wanted you to see, I wanted to create it custom with y'all. I'm going to insert a table that is very similar. So 5 by 2. I'm going to highlight it and make it white real quick for us just so it pops a little bit. Alrighty. Using very similar logic, okay, for every x there's one y, and we know this is not a function, but x can't be repeating. I want to show you something here. And I didn't want you to see in advance. I wanted you to focus on this. This is why I'm doing it live. Or one of the reasons why I'm doing it live. Let's say I had similar numbers, 3, 1, and then I had 4, 2, 5, 6, 3, 1. Make it all centered. If you look closely here, x is repeating. The input is repeating. 3 is dating 1. And if you look at here, 3 is dating 1. But it's the same person. So even though x is repeating, it's dating the same person. That's like me telling somebody else, I tell my wife, hey, babe, I love you. I tell her every single day. That's okay if I repeat my love for my wife, but it's not okay if I'm cheating on my wife. Okay, and over here, this is cheating. This is not a function, okay? So do not fall into this trap. They use this on tests when they say x can't be repeating. The input or the x can be repeating. It just has to be repeating with the same numbers, okay? Y'all have yourselves a blessed day. I will see you in class. Hope you enjoyed the video.